Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be ranking 7 of the other half of the 7 legendaries in Free Battlegrounds. If you have not seen part 1, go check it out, I will link it in the description. But here is my spreadsheet. So I've ranked all the common fruits, all the uncommon fruits, all the rare fruits, all the epic fruits, all the, well, half of the legendary fruits, and I will be doing the mythical fruits. Last video we did Quake, Magnet, Magma V2, Ice V2, Light V2, Magma V2, and Flame V2. And in this video we'll be doing... oh, and Venom. And in this video we'll be doing Gravity, Dragon, Doe, Leopard, Ope, Phoenix, and TS Rob. Okay, I have disconnected. Give me a second, guys. Ba-ding! Okay, I am back. Can we hear the game? No, we can't. Give me a sec. I am going to put the game volume on. Hopefully this isn't too loud for you. Now, it is time for my full review of the Phoenix fruit. So, I have already reviewed its base moves. And honestly, the travel is not great. We've got Fuji's army. And that's it. Okay, so I have an awakening there. So basically, this is going to be what saves the day for Phoenix. At least that's what we're all hoping, right? Well, where are the guys? Hello? Anyone here? Gang, where? Be right back. Okay, so I'm joining back into the private server. So there's 4 moves in the Awakened Phoenix. There are Fuji's Army, Talon Slam, Phoenix Inferno, Bluebird. Wait, Talon Slam is now Hawk Rush, I think. Yeah, Talon Slam is now Hawk Rush. So, there's only one new name for a move, but they're all actually a bit different. Here we are, from the originals. So, transforming doesn't deal any damage. We have the first move, which is Fuji's Army, which deals 75 damage. The second move, Hawk Rush, deals 95 damage. The third move, Phoenix Inferno. I'm assuming you hold it. Does roughly 170 damage. And then Bluebird would deal 180 damage. Now, you can't fly, but you can use Fuji's Army to move, and you can fly with Hawk Rush for a really long time. This is a very good flying ability, and by the time that's done, you know you've got this, you can stay in the air, you can do this. Phoenix Inferno doesn't go back to the ground, and then you can hold this. And you have just enough time to get back to the push. But yeah, you can fly up pretty high. Now let's see what happens when I use Talon Slam. I'll just stay up here. Ah! Well, it can go a bit further, but it can't go. So, let's do the review. Okay, so. Huh? What? Wait, this is meant to be that, and this is meant to be... okay, cool. So, mobility, 5. The mobility is peak. Hawk Rush is just It's just insanely good for moving. The damage is poor on some yeah, okay, look, the damage gets a 3. Except for Phoenix Inferno, all the moves are less than 150 damage. Actually, wait, no. Well, okay, no, Bluebird can deal 180 damage, but yeah, it's not really likely to hit more than 2. You might get 3, maybe 4. If you get 4, though, that takes a lot of skill. So I'm gonna give it a 3. The AoE is pretty damn good. I mean, you know, Bluebird can go really far, and it has 4 of them, so it's easy to hit one. What's it called? The third move, spinny one. Tornado or something. That's got good AoE. The Hawk Rush is great for attacking, and Fuji's army is good close up to mid-range. Skill required isn't that high, actually, honestly. I mean, you don't need that much skill to use this fruit properly. The only thing that you really want skill for is Bluebird to hit, and Obtainment Diff is a 2. Let me just double check. I am going to check the fruit percent drop. So if we look at the fruit in here, 12%. Well, 0.12%. So pretty rare, but it's not impossible. So overall, we have to do the overall percent, the overall damage. Okay, I mean the overall, yeah. So that's 3 plus 3 plus 4 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 5, 17. So that is a nice 17. So it's above Magnet, just next to Ice V2, a bit above Light V2, and same with Flame V2. So it is tied for second place. Next fruit. Okay, guys, so next up we have Leopard Fruit. First move, after I'm trouble. Full damage is 46. Has decent range and decent AoE. You can hit it from about here, and you can also go from above. And you can also take people up with you. Next move is Spiral Kick. I'm going to assume you hit it from roughly that direction. Roughly that distance, sorry. Which makes 38 damage. This has great AoE because the range is good. And remember, area of effect includes range. But the disc also helps. The damage isn't amazing, but you can't have everything with a move. Alright, next we have Claw Barrage. This has a max range of about here. Barrage move, and the total damage is 121. That's a pretty simple move. There's not much else to say. You can hit it from above and below. You can hit it from behind. You can hit it in midair, and they won't fall down because they'll just like stay stunned. And then we have Predator's Prowl. This move is very good for running, so that helps a lot with the mobility. It also has the highest damage of any move in the base set, dealing. Okay, no, it doesn't. Second highest then. Is that third highest? Wait. No, this guy took like several hits. It's the second highest damage, dealing 92, and it's great for running, and the AoE is basically helped by the mobility. I will show you how I can go really fast with Leopard. So you can run like this with Predator's Prowl for quite a while. Then you Soru. Back into combo. Back into Soru. Soru one more time. You can't sky climb that well, but if you're trying to, do this. You can get about that high from the ground. that's okay. Yeah, so fairly good mobility. Now it's time for the transformation. Okay, guys, so next we have the transformation. So, first thing to note, you can run a lot faster, and Soru is even greater than before. After image combo at maximum damage is a solid 69. The fourth one, 12.5, which is just 50, but in 4 hits instead of 5. Spiral kick is improved, making it bigger, go the same distance, and more damage. It now deals a maximum of 46. Probably about 43 if we're being realistic. Maybe 40 if it's from a long distance, for example, if I was trying to do that. And it doesn't have to be a perfect hit either. Okay, next we have Claw Barrage, which is an extended range, and each individual hit is bigger as well as the max damage is now 107. Why is that lower than 121? Did I miss something? Rokugan? Now we have 170. I'm just gonna make sure. No, that's actually right. That's 107. And then Rising Call combo, he's at 1193. Okay. That did indeed get the final hit. Yep, he has taken 205 damage. Now it's time to show you the combo. Also, just something to note, this is 0.1% chance, so it barely gets into the 2 category instead of the 1 category. Maybe I should have done it differently, but I started this like 4 months ago, so I can just blame my past self. I'm not going to change the rules halfway through. Okay, I am running over to the dungeons now. Just to show you how fast I can move with this. You can go fairly fast with Rokugan. It helps a bit. Now, also after image combo helps. Alright, let's go with this guy. So, that's the full combo, right? That is 727 damage. You can also do things like this. Okay, I didn't get that. But yeah, this has to be one of the coolest leopard fruits I've seen in any game. So you can do this as well. You can do lots of cool stuff. Lots of good stuff. Solid mythic level. Yeah. Okay, let's review it now. So, Leopard, here we have... Do I need to change this? I think I need to change this to a... What color is that? Like that one? That's wrong. That one. There we go. Okay, perfect. So, we can't make it symmetrical, but if we're going to keep it, like, readable, then we have to do this. And these two aren't needed because we don't have a very bad... Very commonly, at least, in legendaries. Looking at you, Magna. What? What? I didn't say anything. Sorry, Magna. I'm sorry. No, but yeah. So, mobility. It's got Rokugan. It's got After range combo, it's got Predator's Prowl. I'm gonna give it a solid 4. It's not amazing, but it's good. Damage is pretty good as well. Rokugan and Rising Claw combo especially have very good damage. And honorable mention to Claw Barrage. The AoE is also fantastic, honestly. It's not like peak, but it's very good. Okay, maybe I should put it in very good, but hear me out here. It's not like the best AoE in the game. It's not that close to the best AoE in the game. It's still a lot better than, like, I don't know. It's a lot better AoE than Bomb, for example, because of Spiral Kick's great AoE. Claw Barrage is pretty good AoE. Rokugan has good AoE, and I mean it's easier to hit. And Rising Claw combo is not that good. And what's the last one? After image combo, yeah, is also not that hard to hit. So 4 is solid. Okay, skill required to use this. Because Rokugan has pretty much auto lock on, and yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. Not hard to use, but not insanely easy. So that brings it to 12, 15, 17. What a nice number, because that is the same as Phoenix. And there's a nice bonus. There's a Leopard V2. So I would say, if I would recommend Leopard or Phoenix, I would say go with Leopard. Alright, on to the next fruit. Okay, so for these next few, I'm going to be using my main account, which is, I haven't made videos on it, but, well, I haven't, some videos, but I haven't made very many videos on this account, even though this is my main, like, general play account. And I'm going to be using Dragon for the first one. So, first move is Dragon Breath. No matter how far away or how long you hold it, it'll always be the same. But maybe it is actually different. It's burning up my energy. I'm gonna hold it up to max. Okay. Oh, that's... Yep, okay, I think that is a difference, actually. That's 186 damage. Sheesh. Let's try it with an attack. Wow, that's a lot less. That's just 120. So that's 66 damage for just holding it up. But this is only useful for killing bosses, otherwise you don't want to hold it up. Probably not worth the extra time. Okay. Next we have Dragon Claw. Decent range, good for travel. And okay damage. 105. And then we have Screech. Now, this is an AoE move. Originally. As soon as you hold it, that's 104 damage. And of course, with Draco Meteor, I'm not going to fair. I'm going to rejoin. I'm rejoining because I need to reset the health of the dummies. And it's like 5 times as fast as killing them. Also, in some servers, for some reason, when you play, like, when you use Crimson Bomb, it just will not, like, land. I'm not really sure why. But the only travel move in base Dragon is Dragon Claw. So, it doesn't even let you go up. It's basically just a straightforward dash. It's not terrible, but it's like a 2 on its own. Because it's not it's not a 1, because it does have a move. Well, it's barely a 2. It's basically a 1. It's a 2 though. But Awakening, luckily for Dragon, if you transform, there's a lot more movement. Okay, so for Draco Meteor, I'm gonna use right here, to be fair. I'm just going to assume you hit one person. 70 damage. However, this can also hit multiple people, in which case it could even deal like 100 damage. But 70 damage. You can't... If you hold it, it doesn't do anything, right? I'm just going to test that it doesn't do anything. Okay, so... cooldown. Yeah, no, look, it's not taking any energy, so that implies it's just, I'm waiting to use it. Alright, now, next move we have is Crimson Bomb. Once you hold it, the more damage you can do. Actually, I don't think that's true. What? Yeah. It, falls through the map. So, yeah. I don't really know what to do with it. Like, the move just doesn't... Like, if I throw it at a tree, it goes through the tree. Like, what? So unfortunately we're just gonna have to disregard Crimson Bomb, because it just doesn't work. Okay. Transformation time. Okay, transformed. So, we are on a time limit here. First, Dragon Breath. Holding it does indeed increase its damage. In case you wanted to know, yes, it hits everyone. And that's really annoying! But, for the point blank shot, what would that be? Who got the most damage? Probably this guy? Yeah, it seems to be about the same. 100 and something. But we got Tatsumaki for the travel. So, yeah, you can fly pretty well. No Soru, but it's a little dragon. What do you expect, bro? Screech is just a bigger Screech. There's no double jump, so do this to get to Tatsumaki and then you can fly pretty high. And Crimson Bomb. Still goes through walls. Yeah, I really don't know why. You can even catch up to your own Crimson Bomb if you do this. Oh, well, I mean, you have to be faster than what I was, but you can do it. Okay, I'm gonna do damages now. Okay, so we have done Dragon Breath. Let's try Tatsumaki. I'm gonna call it 200 damage because that wasn't perfect. Screech. Damage. Draco Meteor. 110 damage. And let's see, 1190. For some reason, Screech and Draco Meteor do the same. We're gonna hold Dragon Breath. So wait, no. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do Tatsumaki into this tree. So look, I just missed, right? Like, what am I supposed to do? Alright, let's say I tap Dragon Ball. Okay, 120. 111. And Crimson Bomb doesn't do it. I'm gonna try Tatsumaki one more time. 1178. Yeah, it's just not realistic to hit them, you know. So. It definitely used to work. But I don't know why. I think in the Oppo V2 update, the Crimson Bombs, they just don't exist anymore. They just don't. That's a bit disappointing, but well, I mean, there's nothing we can do at least right now. So, okay, here we are. Dragon. Mobility. Very good. Tatsumaki on its own, it makes enough. It's enough, you know, you don't need any more. But in normal, that brings it down. Only when you're in transformation does the Tatsumaki work. But when you're in transformation, the Tatsumaki works well. So, 4 is a bit generous, but I'm going to give it to it. Damage. The damage is good. It's not insane now. And considering we don't even have Crimson Bomb, it's a lot worse than it used to be. So, 4. Yeah. AoE? Probably a 5. Yeah. I mean, think about Tatsumaki, think about Screech, think about Draco Meteor, think about Crimson Bomb. 5 is probably reasonable, right? I'd say so. Skill required. 3? 4, maybe? 4? Yeah. And Obtainment diff as well. Actually, wait. Is it a 0.1%? I'm gonna check. Okay, so if we go into this 0.08 and let's check here. Yeah, okay, so that doesn't count. That doesn't qualify. Yeah, so that is a 0.08. So, yeah, that's now a 12, 17, 18. And 18 is still fairly good, though. That's actually pretty good. That's better than all of these ones. It's only less good than Quake. And if it had Crimson Bomb, that would bring it up to Quake level. But it just doesn't have that. So, unfortunately, it's about as good as Flame V2. And Leopard. It's a little bit better than Leopard, Flame V2, and Phoenix. But it's barely better. Alright, on to the next fruit. In fact, you can see it right here. Yes! It is time for the time skip rubber! So, this is one of my very favorite fruits in the entire game. Oh, of course I have to... I had to get the awakening back. I mean, transformation. So, we now have a full bar because I just reset. I left the game and came back. I'm in by reset. Hello? It looks like it stopped lagging. So now we have Gear 4. And of course, the base moveset. Now this base moveset is crazy. I mean, I didn't really do combos with Dragon, because combos with Dragon are kind of... they're kind of hard to do. Like, it's more of a spam fruit than an individual, like, moveset combo. Okay, first move, Jet Pistol. You have to have a target. 2070 damage. Blockable. Second move, Jack Gatling. Limit is, like, up where my mouse is. Where the thing seems. So there. That is a 168. Third move is Red Hawk. Doesn't matter how far. Has to be about max this length. It's just playing 87.5 damage. And then we have Grizzly Magnum. Doesn't matter how long you hold it for, it'll be the same. I also do a combo. Which is why I left this guy at max. So. You want to do a combo? Okay. Huh? Wait, this is that guy. I think it's the dummy, that dummy, because when a Red Hawk happens, he goes in front of you, and then you or even very rarely zero arm spawn. After a Grizzly Magnum, you can normally just have enough time to do a Jet Pistol. And that's about 500 damage in a combo. You might not be able to get the Jet Pistol, but... You can also do this for a combo. This guy's at, what, 1-1-1-3-2? Let's try this. You just use that first Jet Pistol to get the... So yeah, you can have about 500 damage in a combo. Gear forth! So there are bouncing sound effects. You get your face accessories and hair are kept, but everything else is changed to this. We have elastic propulsion, which is the flight. You can go up, down, front. It's pretty fast. For about that long. There's no limit to how high or low you can go, except for as long as it'll let you. First move is Kongan. It's a grab move, and it's also great to travel. It's a plain 80 damage. Second move is Culverin. It is 20 damage per hit. Insane AoE. Third move, Kong Gatling. Full damage. Well, 191. And fourth move, King Kongan. 220 damage. Now, Culverin can miss a couple ticks. And if you get interrupted in Kong Gatling, a little bit less. Kongan plus electric propulsion makes for an insane way to move around the map fast. And you can also use King Kongan in some situations to sky climb. Yeah. So I didn't get to show you that much of it because there's just so much. I've used this fruit so much that I know all about it. So, mobility gets an immediate 5, no questions. It is like Kongan is crazy for going forwards. Elastic propulsion is crazy for flying. King Kongan is a bit useful. 5, no question. That is like probably the best the best movement fruit in the game. Very close with Phoenix, but it's a bit better than Phoenix. Damage is very good. I think I'm gonna have to give it a 5 because the damage is just like, okay, so Culverin is like 160, Kongan is 90, well 80, okay, but it's the first move. Kong Gatling is 191 and King Kongan is 220. Which is higher than Light V2, higher than Ice V2, you know, like... I mean, it's a bit higher, but it's like enough to be in the next threshold of damage. AoE, it's like... I mean... Maybe it's a 4 in damage. Maybe it's a 4. Wait, let's look at AoE. King Kongan. Yeah. Kong Gatling. 4. Culverin. 5. Kongan. 4. I'm gonna give it a 5 for AoE. Skill required. It's pretty easy to use. You don't really need any skill. I might give it a 4 for damage. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 for damage, to be fair, okay? But this fruit is very good for mobility, very good with AoE, it's pretty good with damage, and it's pretty easy to use. And it's a 2 for obtainment diff, So that's a 20 tied with Quake. And if we reset, I will show you that it is 0.1%, which makes it just within the threshold of a 2 instead of a 1. .1, and if we look over there, it'll also be 0.1. Yeah. So, yeah, 20. Basically impossible to get higher than 20. I mean, it's like, yeah, technically there is one fruit I can think of that will get 22, probably. But no fruit is perfect. This is damn near perfect, though. Really good. So, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna use OP next. Oh, and just to be fair, I'm viewing these from the perspective of how good would it be? How worth it would it be to try and get these fruits? So if you don't already have the fruits, that's basically why I'm including the, you know, what's it called, the, thing. Obtainment difficulty. It evens out the fruits a bit. Because that way, these fruits are not insanely bad compared to these fruits. Right? Like, these fruits are actually, except light. Okay, but not looking at light. These fruits are of comparable amounts to these fruits. They're relatively close. It's obvious the string would beat sand in a fight. But they have the same rating because it's much easier to get sand. But string is much stronger. But string would obviously win. I'm just rating them. I'm trying to be fair and, you know, give them balance. Okay, so let's do room. Longer you hold it, the bigger the room gets. Tiny room, if you tap it. Bigger room. Now, first move, attack. You have to use it twice. You pick up 6 rocks from the ground, use it again. 47 damage. Second move, wreckage. Smash your enemy up with 80 damage. Easy. You might be like, wait, why is he picking up tact again? Must have just been a misclick. No, it's not. If you use tact and then you use wreckage, you can do 120 damage. Yeah, you lift up the rocks and you use wreckage instead. Okay. Now this guy's on 1220. Hurricane shot. He was on 1220, he's now on 1050, that is 170 damage. Next we have Gamma Knife. That's a decent amount. Deals 177 damage. And then Mess. Total of 87.5, 67.5 and 2 10s. Great for combo potential. And jumps. You can either switch places with someone, or you can teleport, but this only works inside your room, and tact only works inside your room. All the other moves work outside your room. But look, that just doesn't work unless you do it. And you can't throw the rocks outside. The very limit is there. Hurricane shock works. Target. Mess works. Okay, I'm gonna do a combo. Okay, now it's time for a combo. First, in-room combo. Second, out-room. Let's go. Got attacked. Use Hurricane Shot. Yeah, he's not supposed to land up there. Imagine that didn't. Full damage. What's that? 554 damage. That's a decent combo. Out of room combo. And now we have the out of room combo. Ha! Okay, I still got it. Yep, so you can do about 400 damage without the rune. Still an okay combo, but it's a bit less of a combo and more of a move spam, which you end up hitting because of the last move. Oh, before we keep going, I need to show you the mobility. You can teleport. Immediate fall. You know, like, you can't teleport that often. But you can teleport, like, that's... I mean, I'm gonna give this a 4 for mobility, because Shambles is great for teleporting. Right, like, that's very useful for mobility. And it also has Mess, which is a little bit useful. Okay. Where are we? Yo, I forgot where it was. Hold on. Okay, here. So, for mobility, I'm giving it a 4. For damage, 4 seems reasonable. I gave Light V2 a 4. It's about the same damage as Light V2. AoE is probably a 3. Yeah. Skill required is... Well, Obtainment Diff is a 1. Skill required is... What? It's kinda difficult to use. You're probably cooked if you don't know how to use it. But if you know what you're doing, then it's good. But like... it's not like... 3. Okay, so that's a 16. Alright, because that's 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1. So 5 plus 6, 16. I'm so good at maths, gang. I'm so good at maths, guys. Why am I wrong? Where did I go wrong? Oh. Okay. So, yeah, that's actually 15. My bad. It appears I am stupid. So, tied with Magma V2. It's the same stuff, except it's harder to get, but slightly easier to use. Yeah. Meh. I don't know, actually. Is it a 3? Okay, so if a Magma V2 versus a OP V2, who would win? Average players. I'll give it a 2 to be fair. So we're putting this at 14. Tied for the worst legendary. That's not a good look, OP. That's not a good look, but at least it's not the worst. It's tied for the worst. With Magnet. Magnet has terrible mobility, pretty good damage, pretty good AoE, pretty good skill. It's okay skill. This has just got... Wait. Huh. I guess they do add up, yeah. Anyway. Right. Sorry guys, on to the next fruit. We have got... How many fruits left? Dough. Gravity. Okay, dough and gravity. Okay, next we have dough fruit. So, this fruit is the second last fruit of the video. Let's go. First move, grilled dough. Pretty good range move. 60 impact. I think that's 15 burn damage. 20 burn damage. 22 burn damage. So that is 82 damage. Next is dough model. Can only be used on the ground. 6 your opponent to the ground for about a second. And 34 damage. Third move, Lotus dough combo. Mid-range move, send your opponent flying up into the sky and back down. What's that? 84 damage? This is just the top. Can be blockable, but it's a turret. 160 damage. That's pretty good. Okay, next we have Anemone. Which is 123 damage. And Buzzcut. Which one took more? Okay. That's 220 damage. I'm gonna push these guys away. And I'll make a combo for it. I'll make 2 combos. First combo is gonna start with dough model. Okay, just add about 150 to this. Okay, so that's like, what? Plus 150... 761, which is about 540 damage for one combo. And for the other combo, here is the second combo. Start with Lotus Dough combo. Which one has less health? 671. So that is 630 damage. Pretty good combo. Let's test out the AoE. Growing Dough has great range. Can't quite reach that. Anemone has okay range. It can probably reach that. Can't. Chestnut can reach that though. Dough model can't go much further than that. Lotus Dough combo probably can't reach that. If I try this from here, the real damage. For movement, you only have one movement move, but the movement move is pretty good movement. You can climb walls and stuff. And you can move fast. So, that's all. Alright, let's have a look at the stats. What did I do for Light? I gave Light a 5 for mobility. Then I'll give this a 4. I gave Dragon a 4. Yeah, I'll give this a 4. It's strong mobility. but it's not insane. The damage is pretty good. You can get a 600 damage combo. Dude, is it as good damage as TSR? Yes. Well, yeah, okay, I'll give it a 4. AoE. Yeah, that's decent AoE. I gave Leopard an AoE of 4, so I'll give this a 4 as well. Skill required, I'd say it's fairly easy to use. Buzzcut is bypassing block. Chestnut is an auto turret. Yeah, it's not that hard. Obtainment diff is gonna be a 2 because you can get it in 3 different ways. The first way is rolling. I think it's a 0.1% chance anyway, so it's not a big problem. If it is higher than that, wait, what's the percent? Let me check. Yeah, okay, so it's fine, but it's definitely deserving of a 2 because it can also be gotten from rebirthing and from a boss drop. So it's not that hard to get though. So that brings it to 16, 18. Which makes it on par with Dragon. Now, we have to do gravity. Guys, I was trying to roll for gravity, and... I rolled V2. What? Thanks, game. Yay. Like, what? Thanks, I guess. I rolled Venom, by the way, but like, you know, I'm deciding I'm gonna keep a bunch of legendary fruits. I'm gonna keep Doe V2. I think I'm gonna spin away Doe. I only have to get gravity next. Maybe I should spin away Leopard just in case. Nah, it'll be fine, I think. It'll be fine. I'll spin away Doe. Oh, I'm gonna keep spinning until I get something good. Actually, basically just until I get gravity. If I do get like another mythic or something, then I'm going to, you know, take that, but... I just spun away my Dark X Quake, and not even like 5 rolls after it, I got the V2. Because I have Dark X Quake on my main, and honestly Dark X Quake isn't really useful to me right now, because, okay, I just rolled gravity. Wow. Thanks, game. Is it max level yet? Because that's actually really good. Perfect. We can do it right now. Okay. Okay. Thanks, game. That was really convenient of you. So, yeah. I spun away, you know, that, and I got this. So. Alright, I'm gonna just leave and rejoin. Reset the dummies. Okay, so, I have reset the server. First move is push. 67 damage. 6-7. Sorry guys, I'm really sorry. If you hold it, it doesn't change it. It's still just 67 damage. Like, you just delay it. So, that's nice. Next we have launch. The longer you hold it, the bigger the area gets. But, it's the same damage if you tap it. It's just that it's, like, smaller. So if you're in a fight, you might want to tap, like, hold it. Next we have Avalanche. Now, you can use this with Shoot. 62.5. You cannot shoot multiple rockets at once. Can't hold this either. That is pretty effective. Summon a new avalanche. You can't shoot anymore if you use up all your avalanche. If I try to shoot, I won't do anything. Okay, next we have planetary devastation. Don't worry, it's not that devastating. Just kidding, it is. Just mean you do not want to be near this. 39 plus 156 damage. 165, 195 damage. And then, of course, oh, you can't hold planetary devastation. Of course, we have Great Meteor, which does like, what was that? I think 75, 302 damage. But only the person really close gets that extra 27 that you get at the start of the move. I'll show you one more time. Okay, so I'm going to show you the full max potential of this move. Of course, that's 27.5 damage. And then a casual 275. That's a pretty small meteor, right? Haha. Meteorite? No? Yes? No? And I'll show you the minimum damage. Nah, but in all seriousness, the meteor is the biggest you can be. The longer you hold it for, the more damage it will deal, and the bigger it will get. So, yeah, there's no movement though. There's like, you can't push yourself. You know, you can't launch yourself. You can launch other people and push other people, but you can't do anything yourself. You can literally create a black hole. And destroy so, you know, it's kind of this fruit is crazy strong. I'm never getting rid of this on this account. Never. Nope, not in a million years. I'll probably also get rid of Leopard because I don't need it, but wait. I'll just use the 998. Wait. Alright, 1025, perfect. You tap it, it still does 27.5. So that only dealt from 1025 to, what, it's like 165 damage. So, it's actually less than planetary devastation, if you can. But it's basically an instant hit, so could be fun. You're basically guaranteed to hit it as long as you're within the rough vicinity of them when the Great Meteor hits. So just try to hold it for as long as possible unless you're about to die. Oh, and it's kind of funny to watch these guys just get flung up into the air. Watch this. And you can also send them up with push. So, yeah, that's very good. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. I'd really like to read some of your comments, and if you like the video, of course, like. Yeah, I always read all the comments that I get. I only get like 5 a video, but still. Thanks very much for watching. If you have anything to say, tell me. Alright. Love you guys consensually. Bye.